paid for the inside.
No.
No.
No, he's keeping all of them. He loves his. I got a gamer right here.
Okay.
He loves his game. He loves to keep them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's up, internet? Welcome to the weekend adventure in video game hunting. We're getting rained on right now. I'm actually looking at a car that's about to run into me. And hopefully we can have some luck this weekend. Let's go. Here we come across a tag sale with Alicia filming here that was advertised as having video games, and we're the first people here looking for video games, so let's see what we find in this here box. Part of me was tempted to just make him an offer on the entire box without even looking at it, and I'll be honest, I'm very glad I didn't do that, because once you get through the top, which has one NES game, you start getting into the garbage. A lot of mediocre PS2 titles, some sports and television games, basically not a whole lot. The screen on this Game Boy Advance was the most scratched I've ever seen it. And of course we have a Game Gear with missing battery back. Still digging a faceless Game Boy Advance game. Not a whole lot here to write home about. Some mediocre DS titles. It's just a random assortment of stuff. Let's dig deeper. More PS2 titles. The best of which is probably Cool Borders, which I didn't pick up. Digging. Some Tony Hawk games. Ooh. Castlevania 2. Belmont's Revenge. Haven't heard too much about that, but I'm always up for some Castlevania games on the Game Boy. Okay, there's not a lot of success at the tag sales yesterday. Back here at the Elephant Trunk Flea Market, 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have some luck. And we're getting rained on. People that do have games have them covered in plastic. And there's not a whole lot to see aside from this.
PC games and all this here.
And this.
So I'm looking for everything Nintendo, Sega.
Well, listen here, I'm actually using my card now.
Alright.
And we just caught the tail end of a shark giving this vendor the spiel of that he's looking for Nintendo, Sega, anything. So, yeah. Everybody's got their shit covered now. It's raining pretty good. A lot of people probably regretting coming out. Okay, we're desperate to find games, but we're not Atari desperate to find games. But we'll take a look at them anyway for funsies.
Hey, it's set up, huh?
So after getting skunked at the flea market, time to spend some money at Retro Games Plus. As you guys saw in a previous weekend adventure, I recently picked up a 3DO, so I'm actually looking at their 3DO games here, poorly. But they got Mad Dog McCree down there, and I'm also looking at other titles, obviously, because I'm not going to turn into a 3DO collector just because I have a 3DO. I just want a handful of games. No, there's no hidden gems. Well, let me know in the comments below if there are any hidden gems on the 3DO I should keep a lookout for. I think I've asked that in the past, and I don't remember getting many answers. So, maybe there just aren't any. But I don't think Mad Dog McCree is one of them, especially if I don't have a light gun for the system there. I don't imagine that a light gun game is great on the 3DO with just a plain ass controller. Rain's a bitch, ain't it? So, yeah. Garage sales pretty much got rained out. Did manage 2 finds. Well, 1 find at 1 sale. Picked up for $5 total. 1080 snowboarding on the N64, which is honestly, I don't know if it'll show up, but I haven't cleaned it yet, obviously, because I wanted to show you guys. The dirtiest I've seen pins be on any cartridge. Look at that. Thick layer of dust. And a Game Boy game that I've actually popped in, played, and it's a lot of fun. I could see myself playing this quite a bit. Very happy to have it. It's worth about $15, I believe. Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. Highly recommend it. Could be in a little bit better condition, but for $2.50, I'm not going to complain at all. So we went to the flea market on Sunday. Literally the only one I could go to outdoors that said it would be open, rain or shine. And as I've talked about in the past, Elephant's Trunk, they let people in at 5 a.m. if they pay $20. I always go when it's 7 a.m. and it's $2 because that makes sense. That's logical. We have some illogical or really determined people in this state that went at 5 a.m. and wiped out anything. I don't even know what was there. I didn't really want to know. All I know is they were there at 5 a.m. and they swept through the place 4 times. So my friend that was down there told me it wasn't really worth looking at because he was going home too. And as soon as we got there, it pretty much started raining. It wasn't supposed to rain for another 2 hours. Talk about the fucking luck. Oh, this rain has been such a bitch. So we came home after basically driving an hour there, driving an hour back. What a waste of time. And I was sitting here and I was just like, it's whatever. It's whatever. I'm ahead on videos. We just don't have a weekend adventure this week. And I'm thinking about it. It's just like, alright, there's going to be a weekend where we go camping. There's going to be a weekend where it'll probably rain again like this, and there's nothing. So I'm thinking to myself, just like, what could I do? What could we do? What could we do? Decided to go to some retro video game stores at Retro Games Plus in Newington. They had a game in the case, reasonably priced, about $5 below what the eBay average, I believe, is. And I decided to pick it up. And honestly, I've talked to some of my friends about it. I don't know if I would have picked it up had I not had such a shitty weekend. It's like I literally bought something just to buy something, which always leaves a really bad taste in my mouth, even when I get a good deal. But for I believe it was $26 after tax, Virtual On Cyber Troopers for the Sega Saturn. I love mechs, and I remember growing up looking at GamePro magazines and EJM magazines, seeing all these Sega Saturn games that I didn't have a Saturn, none of my friends had a Saturn, none of my family members had a Saturn. There was no way for me to play or really even see any of these games up close. So Virtual On is one of the ones I always saw in the advertisements. I really wanted to pick it up. It was below eBay, so I pulled the trigger. And that's all I have to show you this week. Like I've said in the past, there will be some weeks that are just wah, wah, wah. And this is kind of that week. I mean, I do have at least one game that I know I love playing. And kind of sets a new precedent. Usually when I pick up games on a weekend, I don't come home and pop them in right away, or ever so far. Like look at this, what I have behind me. How many of these NES games do you think I've played? How many of those Super Nintendo games do you think I've played? Not a lot. Not a lot at all, because I'm a collector. I would love to play video games, but I also do this YouTube thing. You know how much time I spend on YouTube making videos? You know how much time I spend on YouTube watching videos? I have a fucking problem. I'm an addict. But handheld games, always easy to pop in and play, so I tried it, and I love it. I should do it more often. Play some of the games I get. That's all. I don't know. Real talk. I'm kind of distracted because I don't know if this thing is inside the room or not. Let's take a look. We're gonna go bug hunting together. Fuck, that is inside the room. That is some sort of wasp or bee. What the fuck? What's the problem with having fucking warm weather? We have windows open and these screens have tears in them, so... Shit. Alright guys, I survived that bee or hornet or whatever the hell that was. Let's take a look at my new end card. I've been doing some work to improve on my YouTube channel. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And I would like to invite you guys to take a blast to the past and check out some older videos of mine. We have Pawn Shop Pillage, that was back on Weekend Adventure in Video Game Hunting 101, where I got to hold 3 top loaders at once. That was pretty cool. And also Alicia's Mega Find in episode 134. Let me know what you think about those. Let me know what you think about this new ending. Like the video, comment below, subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep it real, Internet.